so this is to prepare you for the job fair. So the job fair is going to be this Wednesday, and I didn't bring a job fair flyer, so but you guys should probably see the flyers all across campus. So this is going to be our first in-person job fair we have done since 2019. So the college always do a job fair, and so 2019 was my first job fair. If you don't know me, I think everybody knows me, Demetrius. Been here for 2 years now. Me, Demetrius. And so my first job fair we put together was in 2019. And so it was great. We had 164 students to show up. We had about 60 employers. Oh, thank you. We had about 60 employers that was here. And so it was really cool. You know, at 16 employers, 164 students. It was from 12:30 to 3. It was kind of a weird time. So this year we said we want to do another in-person job fair because we haven't done one in a long time. So we're going to do this one, but it's going to be this Wednesday from 11 to 2. We changed the time up a little bit so it can be more morning/afternoonish. You know, so we hopefully our student, we want to gear it more towards our students, even though it is open for the community. We encourage our community to be involved and come to this event. We have over about 60 employers, you name it. We got Chick-fil-A, they giving out free sandwiches that day. We had Walgreens, we had all 10 manufacturing companies, healthcare, retail, you name it, it's gonna be at this particular fair. And so we were like, you know what, let's do a workshop and let people know how to prepare for the job fair. So I'm doing this workshop today, and I'm doing another workshop on Tuesday. It's the same workshop saying how to prepare for a job fair, but I'm gonna do it in the ADS office. That's our accommodations office. I'm gonna work with them and make sure that that population of students know how to prepare for the job fair as well. And plus, we're having another job fair on the 27th. Hey, how's it going? We're having another job fair on the 27th, which is going to be at our satellite campus. So you guys know we have 2 campuses. So MTC has 2 campuses, and so we're going to have our other job fair is going to be October 27th. Around the same time, we're going to be at the Shaw Center. They call it McHenry County College Shaw Center. It's in McHenry, right off Route 31, and it's going to be from the same time, 11 to 2 around-ish. But this particular fair is going to gear towards more of our students with their need accommodations. And so that's geared towards that. So that's why I'm going to do another workshop, similar workshop that I'm doing today, but just in that particular space. And it's open to all students, but I'm going to be more of like sitting down one-on-one in that particular space. So I'm going to do another workshop similar to this one, but I'm just going to do it on next Tuesday. Instead of right before our job fair on Wednesday. So come to our job fair. I'm excited. My boss is kind of stressing me out right now. You think people gonna show up? I'm like, yeah. But I'm like, I don't know. So I'm like, yeah, we think. Fingers crossed. You know, fingers crossed. But you know, we're in a different time. We are in a different time, we living in a, look at us, we got masks on our face. We wasn't doing this 2 years ago. So we're living in a different world now, and so I don't really know if people gonna show up or not. The employers are coming. We got a wait list of 30 people, 30 companies, a wait list, and we just added 5 more, so we have 35 companies that's on the wait list that want to come to our job fair. Our gym is not that big. We know it's a big gym, but we still thinking about COVID, so we don't want the gym to be too crowded, you know. And so, but we have all these companies that are looking, that are really, really looking to hire. And so we just need to, hopefully that our students and community members will come. So we don't know. So that's right now, it's just kind of scary for us right now. Cause I'm like, okay, we got all these companies coming. Yeah, and I don't want to disappoint them, but I don't know. But I just appreciate each and every one of you for coming to this particular workshop. And this workshop is just a basic workshop about how to prepare for a job fair. And pretty much how to prepare for a job fair is just you being who you are, you being you. I think we at a stage now that employers are looking for real. They're looking for what can you really bring to the table. You know, they on that, you know, right now people say, you gotta put on this act, you gotta put on this facade. You know, but if you're real and you're honest and you interviewing with these companies at the job fair, I think they like more honesty than they don't like honesty. You know, so you being upfront, and that's what employers are looking for. Yes, they want you to have the skills, but if you don't know those skills, be honest and say, I don't know these skills, but I'm willing to learn these skills. I'm a quick learner, I'm a fast learner. You know, I can adapt very well. And so, and the companies are looking to hire people that's like that, that's willing to adapt very well. All right, so before I get started, I always like to know who's in the room, who I'm talking to. Who are you? You know, I always ask that question when I do my counseling. I always ask, who are you? So I like to go around the room, just say your name, how long you've been a student at MCC, what is your major, and what made you come to the workshop today? Start off with you.
Hey, I'm Nevada, Perry. I'm doing engineering science, my second year. So just trying to get a feel for what companies are out there and, you know, hopefully transfer next year.
Everybody say hi, Nevada.
Hi, Nevada. What's up? I'm Vanessa. Met a few times. I know everyone here. Demetrius, I came because you're here. Of course. It's my second year. It's technically my third semester, and then I'm planning on transferring, and I'm a business major here. It does light up.
That is awesome.
It's a really fancy pen from the school store, guys.
Very nice.
Thank you.
I'm Emily. I'm in the fast track in organizational leadership, and I've been here since August 16th. Yes, I'm new to the space, but enjoying my time. And exciting news on the science front, which I read in the Northwest Herald, which maybe you guys should advertise in the Herald if you want people to come to the job fair, which is the school is now associated with the University of Wisconsin for that for being in the pharmacy doctorate. Did you see that?
No, I haven't seen it.
Oh yeah, there's some type of collaboration between MCC and University of Wisconsin Concordia for a pharmacy doctorate degree, which that is huge. That's really big league.
I'm Savannah. This is my first semester at MCC, so I'm at the same boat as you. I'm new here. I'm getting my associates in fine arts, and then I'm hoping to go study abroad in London at a college out there to get at least a bachelor's in psychology, while also trying to get like another small art degree because I want to be an art therapist.
Isn't she?
Wow, thank you so much. From all, Vanessa, Emily, Savannah, and also Nevada. Did I say it right?
Yeah, Nevada. Should I sit closer? I'm not sure.
It's up to you.
I was back there, and then they sat right here, so I moved. It's okay. I was like, I'm looking.
It's up to you.
We're all bonding.
All right. And so, everybody, I'm Demetrius, and some of you guys know, but the ones who did it before, I'm Demetrius, and this is who I am. So I'm Demetrius Robinson, born and raised in Chicago, Illinois. Have a little southern accent. I mean, my family's from Greenville, South Carolina, so that's where my family's from. But born and raised in Chicago, and I went away to school. I went to Illinois State University. And when I was at Illinois State University, I had an amazing time. I mean, I met new friends. I'm still friends with those people to the day. But I was there for a year and a half, and Illinois State University kicked me out of school because of my GPA. They kicked me out because my academics wasn't where it should have been at. And so I felt like a failure. I went home and told my mom, I'm a failure. I had scholarships and everything. But I really felt like, wow, I'm a failure. What's wrong with me? And I really felt like I wasn't really prepared to be away. That freedom that I had, I was too focused on the freedom, me living in the dorms, going to the parties. I had a job on campus. I had a student employment job on campus. But I was mainly too focused. I wasn't focused on the right things. And so I came home and I wound up going to my community college, which is Richard J. Daley College right there. As a matter of fact, First Lady Biden was there yesterday. And so she was there yesterday celebrating Hispanic Heritage Month. And so, cause she was in Chicago. I still live in Chicago. Well, it takes me 2 hours to get here to work.
I never understood why teachers feel the need to live so far away from where they work, where the schools they work at.
Just really like to drive.
Right, no, it's so interesting. So I'm gonna talk about the elevator speech in a second. But when I first moved out here, they gave me an apartment. But I'll talk about that.
Okay.
And so I wound up going to Richard J. Daley College, and it changed my life. Community college changed my life. And I always said that I was never gonna. I always want to stay at community college. I'm gonna keep working at community college, but my mindset is starting to change a little bit. But I love community college because community college is where it's at for me. And I wish I would have started there first. But you know what? I would never take back that experience at Illinois State. I feel that Illinois State experience kind of created who I am today. That outgoing personality that I really needed. I need to be that free spirited person, and I needed that experience. And so, even though leaving Illinois State, I wound up going to Richard J. Daley College. When I was at Richard J. Daley College, the college hired me as a student employee. I was a student employee in that career services department. I ended up being a student employee, and then they was like, Demetrius, you're doing a great job. We want to hire you permanently. So they hired me after I got my associate's degree. Like, Demetrius, we want you to be a permanent career planning specialist. But it's so interesting in me because I started off as a student employee, and I started seeing people that was in that position, and I was like, I want to do what they're doing. I saw the career counselor. I saw the transfer person, because it was one big department. The career planning person, the transfer person, the placement person who placed you on the job and the internship. I said, I want to do that eventually. So I was doing a job shadow, didn't know I was doing a job shadow. I was doing an internship, didn't know I was doing an internship, because I was that student, 18 years old, working at Daley College as a student employee. So as I was a student I graduated, I went to Governor State University and got my bachelor's degree in business administration. And so I went to school, so I know how it is to go to school and go to work. That was hard. I was full time here and then going to get my degree and traveling, because Governor State was far. So I guess I'm used to traveling, because Governor State was about almost 50 minutes from my house. And so I was like, okay, I guess I like to travel. I ain't think about it until you just said it. So I traveled a lot. And so then and after that, I was like, okay, I've been working here for so long, it's time for me to move on. I worked at Tribune when I was at a little bit of college and also high school. This is the internship that I have there, and I worked there for 4 years. So working at the Tribune, I got access to the Chicago Cubs. Because the Tribune at the time owned the Cubs. So I used to go to the games. So I get off work at 3 o'clock and go to Wrigley Field. So that was fun and exciting. And so I had got that itch. I said I needed time for a change. It's time for me to do something different. So I wound up getting a job here at Moraine Valley Community College. It was like 20 minutes from my house in Chicago. They hired me as a job resource specialist. I was in that position for 6 months. Then the vice president said, Demetrius, come to my office. I said, oh Lord, I'm going to get fired. So when she called me in her office and said, Demetrius, look at these key words. I'm adaptable. Demetrius, you seem like you're loyal. You're approachable. You have great communication skills. These are all key. She said this. I didn't know I possessed all these skills until she said it. But those skills resonated with me, because these are the skills you need to know about yourself that you can share at the job fair on Wednesday. That you're adaptable, whatever you are. If you're adaptable, you have great communication skills, you gotta know who you are. And so she said that about me, and she said, I want to promote you to oversee a student union that's going to be built. The student union wasn't built yet. So I was on the design team to build 90,000 square foot building with a game room, a cafeteria, a social lounge, meeting space. I was in charge of all that, designing that space. So I stayed at this school for quite a long time. I was over there for over 10 years. And that building is still there today, and I told them they need to dedicate that building to me. But they never thought I was going to leave, because I stayed in that position for so long. I created the building, I have ownership of that. The president, VPs came to me to get approval to do stuff, because I was in charge of that particular space. And so I did that for so long, And then I said, you know what, it's time for me to go back to my roots. Because I was doing this for so long, and I did that, but I want to go back to career services. And so that's why I'm here today. And so why I'm here today, because that purple sheet that's in front of you, I knew, I don't know if I'm recording this, I don't want to say everything I want to say. Okay. So, but one of the vice presidents at the time, while he was working here at the time, I was out with him and I see your Phi Theta Kappa shirt. And so I was at Phi Theta Kappa advisor, and so was he. And you know, Heidi and Ann and all of them. And so I value myself in networking. I'm a very person that loves to network. And in the job fair that you're gonna go to on the Wednesday, it's all about networking. You're gonna be sitting there networking with employers. And so I networked throughout my years of working here. I was at a Phi Theta Kappa convention, and you guys haven't been going to the conventions lately. But when you go back, oh, it's gonna be amazing. And so when you're at those conventions, you're networking at these conferences. And so that's how I met Chris Gray. We was at one of these conferences. I was like, Chris, you know, I think I'm ready this time. I give him that itch. I've been here a long time, and you know, and love that place, but I think it's time for me to do something else. And, you know, and I said, I need something that I need another challenge. And he's like, give me your spiel. So we was at a restaurant eating. And he said, give me your spiel. So pretty much he was telling me to give him my elevator pitch. And so I gave him my pitch, pretty much with my resume. I gave him all of that within 10 seconds, because I had to do it within 10 to 15 seconds. I did that, and after I did that, he was like, okay, you're hired. But I had to still go through the process. But I did it, and then I got the job. So that's why I'm here now. And then when I got here, they gave me an apartment, but it was in this lady's basement. And so that's why I was like, when the pandemic happened, they told us to start wearing these masks. I said, oh, you know what? I'm gonna go back to Chicago. So that's why I commute back and forth.
God.
And so, but before when I got here, I was literally down the street, right there by the Woodstock Square. I literally lived right there across the street from the square. And I was there for like, you know, until the pandemic happened, and then that's when I moved back to the city to be closer to family. And so that's a little bit of my background and my history, but that's what you're gonna have to do on Wednesday if you do go to the job fair. You may have to go in detail as much as I did. I just did that purposely so you guys can know a little bit more about me. But you're just gonna just say your spiel. There's gonna be 60 companies there. You're not gonna talk to all 60. You're gonna walk to one company that you like and say, hey, you may want to work for Chick-fil-A. I don't know. And so Chick-fil-A is going to be there. So you can walk to Chick-fil-A and say, hey, Chick-fil-A. You know, not say it like that. But you say, hey, how you doing? Blah, blah, blah. Go ahead.
I know you had given me some of these tips before, and we were talking in your office and everything.
Right.
And I applied them when I had my interview at Light Home Nursing. And
Yeah.
I got the job.
You, congratulations. Woo, give it up for everybody. Great job.
These definitely helped a lot, because there was a lot of questions I had to ask. And it would have taken a lot longer if I hadn't done something really quickly like this.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so these tips really do work. And so we just got to apply the tips, but they work, yeah. And so what happened? Oh, yeah, so, yes. So that's what, so it's good to have that work-life balance. Dancing. I love to dance, shake the booty. You know, shake the arms and all that good stuff. You know, health as well. Take care of yourself is the key. So I always try to tell people, you don't have to be so serious. You know, and that's the joy of me working at this job right here. Because I oversee what Megan does. I oversee, it was a building. So I was Megan times 300. So I was doing all the programming, events, all of that. But I had a building around, so I had to manage a building. And so it was a building, and people couldn't do anything unless they got my approval. And, you know, I had to hire and fire people, so I teach the management course here on campus. So you can, you know, take my class. But yeah, so so I learned a lot from this. I was making 3 times 300, and so it was a great experience. But I had to learn how to really keep my mental in state, because you being a manager, it takes a toll on you. So you can say some of this work home, and you don't want that. And some people say, D, how you stay so looking young? I said, because I did this.
Because I did.
Right. I did that. And so So that was one thing. But advice I always like to share with people is, and you guys heard this before, a lot of you guys have seen me before, live the life you love and love the life you live. That's one of my favorite quotes that I always love to share. I feel like you should find something that you enjoy. And after you find something you enjoy, you won't age. I love what I did, and so I didn't have no stress mind. People didn't know how old I was for years, and they still don't know how old I am. But it was just because I enjoy what I do. So I always tell people to find a career or a job that you like, that you're gonna be passionate about. You know, and so that president of this school was like, Demetrius, you outgoing, you seem loyal, you got great communication skills, you're adaptable, you're approachable. This is just who I am as a person. And so she saw all those skills and said, we need you in a different department. Yes, career services is great, but you need to be the face of this organization. And so that's what I was. I was on every marketing material, every picture with students, because other people can just go to a person and start just taking selfies. I do that, that's what I do. But I make people feel comfortable doing that. It's not awkward when we together. And so I think that's probably what it was. But these are all key words you guys really need to use when it's time to sell yourself at the job fair on Wednesday. Wow, can you believe it's gonna be next week already? That's crazy. All right, so that's that right there. And so I want to think, today I just really wanted to stress to you is really the elevator's pitch, and then also having your resume. That's going to be the main key that you're going to need for the job fair, is just knowing what to say when you walk up to an employer. It's good for you. I'm going to show a video, and the video going to give you some little tips about doing your research about the company. If you know, the list is already on the website of the companies that are going to be coming to the job fair. So do your research so you can get the list of the companies. And then if you know the company you want to go to, you can do a little research on that particular company. And so when you go to the job fair, you can have a great dialogue conversation. Remember, it's not going to be an interview per se, but it's going to be just you telling them a little about who you are, and they're going to share a little bit about who they are, but as the company representative. And that's it. And then remember, as you're talking with them, you can see if this is a place you want to work for. Because remember, you interviewing them are as much as you, and as much as they interviewing you in that little 30-second elevator pitch that you're going to be doing at the job fair. So, because some places you might not want to work in. They may have a toxic environment. And you may like, oh, I don't know. It may not be for you, so you may not want to do that. So, yeah, something to think about. All right, so let me show that on the job fair video real quick. So the job fair.
Hello, I'm Aya, your career coach. Our topic today is how to prepare for a job fair. Job fairs are important recruitment events that give you a chance to meet with many employers. Here are some tips that will help you distinguish yourself as a candidate and make a positive impression on employers. Before the fair, review the list of employers attending the job fair and know which ones you want to connect with on the day of the event. Take the time to research the companies and learn about their activities, their mission, and their vacant positions. Review and update your CV and bring extra copies with you on the day of the event. Many employers start the conversation with, "Tell me about yourself," so practice introducing yourself in 1 or 2 minutes. Your introduction should summarize your academic and extracurricular involvements, your career interests, and the reason you're applying to the organization. Your choice of attire can say a lot about who you are, so dress professionally as if you're attending a job interview. During the job fair, upon arrival, take a copy of the official job fair's brochure. Take a moment to study the job fair's map so you know the location of the company booths. As you approach a company's booth, walk up to the representative with your head up and your shoulders and back straight. Smile, make eye contact, say hello, offer a firm handshake, and state your name. Be prepared to give a brief statement about yourself and why you're interested in the organization. Don't forget to give your CV to employers. Some of them may ask you to submit your application on their online career platform or send your CV via email. Ask the representatives you have spoken with for their business cards or write down their contact information for follow-up purposes. If the job fair has workshops or seminars, I advise you to attend them. You will have more opportunities to network with hiring managers and career advisors. After the job fair. Within 24 hours after the event, send a thank you email to the company representatives you met at the job fair. It's a really good way for you to reiterate your interest in the company and to remind them that you're a strong candidate. Good luck on your job search and looking forward to meeting with you on campus.
That was a cool video, right? Yeah, short and sweet. So what was anyone take away from the video? What you took away from the video?
For 24 hours afterward.
24, right, them 24 hours afterwards, okay. Emily?
Well, I do have a question. In the age of COVID, we're talking about
Shaking hands.
Oh, yeah.
That's a great question.
Are we, like,
What
And
do
it's
we do?
elbow, yeah, so you can do elbow, so it's, before you approach, you just ask. So that's what I've been doing lately. I just ask, even when our president came in the other day and we did the elevator pitch with him, and he just asked right away, oh, what you comfortable with? And you can be like that, or just don't touch it all, just, just be, it's up to you. I think it's just all about asking.
Also, another question, do you have a list of all of the companies that are coming?
Yep, it's on the website.
Okay.
Yep.
Yes, I didn't get to see the website you brought me, so.
Okay. Yep, it's on the website. That's good. What was your takeaway?
My takeaway? I need to update my resume was my takeaway. For me. That was my takeaway.
Okay, cool. What about you, Nevada?
Yeah, I need to do the same thing, and I was kind of wondering on the resume, as students, are we looking to include like previous job experience if it's not relevant to the job?
Yes, and that's totally okay, because it's so the companies that's coming to our job fair know that each and every one of you guys are students and may not have the experience that that's in that field before, but they're gonna be looking at your resume because you may have transferable skills that's on your resume. You can talk about the clubs and organizations that you're involved in. They're gonna show what you can bring to the table, and so you can put down, like, if I was applying for, like, my degree's in business, so if I want to leave education and go somewhere else, my resume shows that I know how to have longevity on the job. That's one thing. But it also going to talk about my skill sets that I can bring to the table. Me working here at MCC, I know how to be a professional, how to conduct myself as a professional. I may not know the certain skills they may want for that particular job, but they know that I'm a fast learner, because all of that will be on my resume. And I can say that these particular skills that I did at this job is transferable to this job. So it's all about how you place it on your resume, how you put it in your cover letter. And so it's just all about the key wording that you place on your resume. And also in your packet, I gave you guys a resume packet.
Nice, I like it.
And so
I like that you use colors.
I know, I think you gotta use colors,
Great.
fun. And so I have the resume packet. As a matter of fact, we can go over some little resume tidbits, matter of fact. About how you're not supposed to put your address on the resume anymore. You guys know about that?
No.
Yes, so we're no longer asking students to put their full address on their resume. And so because we have identity theft, and also we have, it's not just also identity theft, but it's also location discrimination. MCC is, we trying to get away from that, but MCC don't hire people that's not in this county. So if I would have put my Chicago address, I would have got hired. But also, I was gonna get hired anyway because I knew the vice president, so he pushed for me. But if I would have just put my Chicago address, I don't think I would have got hired here at MCC. So MCC is in a process of now saying that we need to be more exclusive. We need to, if someone is from a different city or state, let's find out why. before we just rock them out. Because we could probably, there's so many qualified candidates that we probably turning away because they don't live in our county. Everyone is not going to be in this county. It's a lot of people that not from this area. I'm not from this area. And people is like, D, you a life sent. You know, we love you. But imagine MCC could have passed out on me because I didn't live in this area. And so right now we're just telling people don't put the address on their resume because we just like, you know, we don't want that. Let me see, what I want to start off with right now.
Choosing the right resume format is a critical part of building a great resume, which is why we're here to help you find the format that works best for you. The most common format is the chronological resume. This format lists your work history from your current or most recent job to your next most recent job, and so on. Each entry includes your job title, company name, and dates of employment, along with your tasks and achievements. This format is a great all-around choice for most job seekers. It's clear, reliable, and popular with employers. Another format is the functional resume, also known as a skills-based resume. This format highlights your skills, tasks, and job titles without revealing the dates of your job history. It's important to note that many hiring managers do not like this format because they can't use it to gauge your longevity or how recently you've used certain skills. Nevertheless, the functional resume may work well if you are changing careers or if you have gaps in your employment history. However, if you take the functional resume and add dates to the job history, then you have the much more popular combination resume. The combination resume combines the two previous formats by listing job skills and experience while also providing dates of employment. This format works well for many types of job seekers, such as those who have a diverse skill set, are trying to change careers, or have a steady work history. Employers like this format because it focuses on skills and experience while providing a clear timeline of your job history. Choosing the right format is a big part of making your resume effective, so take the time to find the type that presents you in the best light possible.
Goodwill Community Foundation, creating opportunities for a better life.
And so your resume really much just shares your story of who you are. And so you want to, you know, when you put your resume together, you have the different formats that they have right there, but it's pretty much what do you want to share with the outside world? What do you want people to know about you? So pretty much that's why the resume is so important. So if you do come to the job fair, you don't have a resume, I encourage you to have a resume. But if not, it's okay, because a lot of employers may say, hey, just go to our website, you know, just go to our website and upload your resume when you can, or this is our information about our job. Right now, they just want people, they want bodies, they just want to talk to somebody. Mm-hmm. So it's okay you don't come to the job fair without a resume. So tell it to your friends. Because some people think they gotta come with a resume. I'm like, no, you don't, just come on in, talk to the company, and you see what these companies are offering. Because some of the companies we bringing in have sign-on bonuses. And some, because they just really in dire need of work people, work staff. You know, so that's what's going on right now in the workforce. If they need people, we're in dire need of people. And so, but the resume is important, and each and every one of you are going to need a resume eventually for whatever job that you may go into, or whatever field you may go into. You'll need that resume to sell yourself and let them know what skills you can bring to the team. So I like how they talk about chronological, combination, functional. I think right now I'm using chronological resume. We share that in our resume packet. But I think I'm gonna get to a point that I probably just want to just do a functional resume, because I'm getting at that stage like, okay, all right, I've been at this job for how long? And so now I'm probably like, okay, let me just use more of the combination resume. So I may start changing it up a little bit. But I notice even with my resume, I get a lot of looks. A lot of people look at my resume. I guess so my resume is posted on my LinkedIn page, and I have it posted on various other job sites, but not Nation. My address is not there. But these recruiters are reaching out because cause I guess there's something on my resume that stands out. So how is your resume standing out from everyone else's? And so I'm just a regular Demetrius Robinson, but evidently I'm getting these companies that's reaching out saying there's something about you. Can we call you? Can we set up an interview? I'm like, I'm not looking. But they reaching out to me because of my resume is posted on these sites. So it's very important how's your resume standing out from everyone else's. You know, my format is good. I got the clean format, but I think they mainly pretty much just going off a lot of my experiences that I bring to the table. So a lot of you probably like, I don't have the experience yet. So you being a part of Phi Theta Kappa is a great experience. I heard you talk about all the clubs that you're joining, all of the clubs that Emily has started to join. Nevada, I don't really know you yet, but I know you're probably getting some stuff. And so all of these things that you're getting involved in look great on your resume. You know, all the extracurricular activities that you're doing look fantastic.
I just have a question. How exactly, like I've been working since I was 16. Like I have work experience, but I also am super involved in clubs. So I guess like for format wise, I like the combination resume. Like right now it's chronological, but I like how like the setup is. How do I include my clubs on there, I guess, and like the other activities that I'm in?
And so you can have like a section, they call it, I don't know if it's on there, but it's the extracurricular activities, or say activities. And then you'll say activities on there. And so it can, affiliations, activities, those are all various words that you can use. Like on my resume, I got professional organizations and I have my skills. So I have various sections on my resume. So my resume is a 2-pager because of my experience. You know, but we do tell students or people that say, if you don't have that much experience, make it a 1-pager. But if you do have a lot to say and like to share, it can be up to 2 pages. Don't make it go over more than 3. But even for me, I have, be honest with you, I have the 1 page is just all of my experiences of what I brought to say, my experience and my education. My other page is all of the activities that I'm involved in. So I put that on a separate sheet. So I noticed that's why I'm probably getting a lot of calls in. I just didn't think about that until now. And so I think my 1-pager is just as a back and front, it's just my education and all of my experience. Then my second sheet, which is, I still attach it all. I attach all one big document when I send out my resumes to people. But my second sheet is mainly just my activities, my organizations I belong to. Like I, volunteer at my church or whatever. The organization I'm affiliated with, I put that on a separate sheet. And then I have like that 1 sheet is just only based off my experience and what I bring to the table. So
and then I guess on top of that too, like with honors, I mean, it's my 2nd year, so I do have like awards from last year, but like for me, I got my gold award through Girl Scouts, which is kind of a big deal. But that was my junior year of high school. So like, is that something that you think you should put on any awards from?
Yeah, so
I guess.
You in college now, we say don't go too far back.
Right.
So like after you probably graduate from this school, like we'll move to the next, we're gonna be looking at more recent.
Okay.
Yeah, plus right now you can still put it, but we're gonna be looking for more recent. What have you done lately? And like they were saying in the video, it's kind of employers who wanna like, what are you can be saying skills you did 25 years ago. And in those skills, and then you get into the job force, you're like, they looking at you like, oh, you said you know how to do it. And then all of a sudden you're like, oh, I did it 25 years ago. We're like, oh, see?
Because I always like to tell people the fact that I'm a published poet because I've gotten multiple poems published. But it happened in like the end of middle school is when I got published. So it's like, I want to tell the interesting fact, but at the same time, it's such a long time ago that it's like.
But it's still you publish, and so you still can stay you publish.
You're still published.
You still publish, so right. So you still currently, unless they have an expiration date, but I don't think you still publish right now. So you can still post it. You don't have to say when you was published, but you can say.
Very true.
But you publish. Yeah. So the resume is gonna be very key at the job fair, and also doing your elevator spiel. I put in front of you guys an elevator pitch. I'm gonna show you guys a video about the elevator pitch. It's very important at least to have a pitch, you know, and that use that document to really, you know, like. I'm gonna show that. I'm gonna show this. There you go. Use that document to really guide you on what to really say.
A 30-second elevator pitch, sometimes called your 30-second commercial, is a quick way to introduce yourself at a career fair, when networking, or in any professional setting. Start off with a quick intro, your name, year in school, and major. Easy, right? Next, mention your plans for the future. What field are you interested in? Let the other person know your goals. Then, talk about the steps you've taken to get there. Briefly describe your experience or skills that you've developed to help you reach your career goal. Finally, if you're talking to an employer, mention how their company fits into your career plan. And there you have it, the 30-second elevator pitch. Create one and you'll be able to approach employers with confidence. So, what's your pitch?
That's your pitch. So can you guys use time right now, like 3 minutes, to fill out that sheet that's in front of you? And just let me know what is your pitch. one person is sharing, like to share the elevator pitch with us? Savannah, would you like to share?
So I said that I am currently enrolled in MCC for my fine arts degree, as well as I am working as the president of a few student organizations. I have worked since I was 14 and have taken leadership roles throughout my entire educational life. And my goals are to travel to study abroad in England to eventually become an art therapist.
Everybody give it up for Savannah. We got time for one more. Go ahead, Vanessa.
I'm not ready for that.
Okay, Emily, you're ready. You want to do yours, Emily?
Okay, I'm changing mine around a little bit, but I'm currently enrolled in the Organizational Leadership Certification Program at MCC. And I also work with a small nonprofit that provides chess training for youth. In the past, I worked with companies and enrolled their employees in benefit plans. And I also work with other employees to teach them those skills. And I would like to continue in training and development arena and teaching others skills.
Cool. Everybody give it up for Emily. Now, do you want to go?
Not complete yet.
Okay, that's totally good. So now you see some elevator pitches, and so you just writing it out. After you write it out, you need to just memorize it. Because you remember, you're not going to have a piece of paper in front of you when you're trying to say it. I was at the restaurant when the president of this college said, "Give me your spiel." So I had to come right from here. It came from right in here. So it's good to write it down, but then again, you need to make sure you have it in here and in here, both of them. And so I live who I am each and every day. So that's why it's in here. But then it just comes out automatically, but it's programmed in my brain. So it's very important just know who you are. That's all it is. It's being yourself and being comfortable with who you are and talk about yourself to other people. And I think each and every one of you guys will be very successful if you get to that point and just being comfortable about sharing what you can bring to the table of people. So I just ended my MTC 101 class, was it last week? The 8-week class just ended. And so my students had to do the elevator pitch every day. Every day they did the elevator pitch. So they'd come in, they already knew, oh my God, he's gonna call on me. So they hated me, but now at the end of the class, Mr. Brown, I don't want to leave your class. I'm like, oh. But they so comfortable now. I seen how they changed over the last 8 weeks of being in that class, and how they more comfortable with themselves and they talk to one another. I see their confidence is like they walk down the hallway like, "Hey, D." I'm like, when they first started, they was like this. Now they walk in the hallway, "Hey, D. Hey, Mr. Brown. Hey, Demetrius." And I'm like, oh, okay, look at them. But that got more comfortable getting in front of, they had to get in front of the class and say they spiel each and every day. So they'd say their name, how they feel, and they'd go into their spiel. Because they had to practice, because the last day of the class, they had to do the elevator speech in front of the CEO of this company, which is our president. So they had to do that talk in front of our president. And so they got comfortable. So when the president came, they were so comfortable doing it. Wow.
Josh, you missed the entire thing.
No, I was in class.
It's okay. But that is on that note, I do have to go.
He's like, what?
So
Just walked in.
okay, so my information
Sorry,
is
bud.
right there. My information is right there. If you guys need anything from us, you guys know Linda already. Linda sits at the front desk. So my information is right there. That's how to contact us. Please come to the job fair. Please come to the job fair. I'm gonna have you sign in even though you.
Yeah. Well, and you'll hear from me soon.
Okay.
My current job is not working
Yes.
out,
He
and
needs to.
unfortunately, yeah, she knows what's up.
Okay,
Thank
definitely.
you.
Yes. And so definitely that's my
It's all
information right
recorded.
there.
It's gonna be a bunch of
I'm
stuff.
not gonna be taking any appointments up until because I got so much to do with the job fair. And as a matter of fact, if you're not looking, you need volunteer hours. I'm gonna be looking for volunteers.
Oh.
I'm gonna need help with putting stuff together. We gotta put stands together for each company and so they can know
Oh
that
my God.
tablecloths on the tables, and I'm got balloons and all this stuff that I'm doing. I got yard signs I gotta put up. So I'm trying not to see. I'm gonna see some students, but I'm be so busy trying to do that because it's just myself and Linda. So
Yeah.
But if you guys want to volunteer, feel free to just come on in the office.
I was gonna say, if you tell Megan, she'll put it on Snapchat and
Okay,
send
okay.
it out to all of us through Silver Board and
Okay,
everything
cool.
too, so.
I'll also attempt to try, but I have a busy schedule.
I know-
with
I know you
classes,
do.
so
I know
I'll
you
come
do.
probably help out in between classes.
Okay.
My
We
first other
just,
things
I volunteer
Thank
other
you so
people,
much.
so
Thank you.
I'll get somebody.
Cool, but thank you so much for coming, you guys. You guys made my day today. Cause I don't teach my NCC 1 class anymore. So you guys was it.
Oh.
It was it. So thank you. So, I know, right? The tears. All right, so but thank you so much, you guys.
Josh, maybe get the paper.
Yeah, come on over, Josh.
Yeah.
Grab up if you want, Josh.
Please, please.
Yeah, grab up if you want. Get the candy mix.
I got you, I was like.
And I know the father.